Good afternoon. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this very, very wonderful occasion. My name is Josh Freeman, and I've been asked by Pat Harris, who sends her deep regrets because she's ill today and unable to be here, to join you and I in welcoming Dr. Ali Malekzadeh, who's been chosen as the 6th president of Roosevelt University. Our remarks today will be very brief because we'd like to have you have a chance to hear from Dr. Malekzadeh and also to have him have a chance to meet and you can welcome him personally. But first, I'd like to welcome some very special guests who are joining us here for this historic occasion. We have 3 generations of Roosevelt presidents, including Dr. Ted Gross and his wife, Judy, Dr. Ralph Weil and his wife, Lenny, and Dr. Chuck Middleton and his partner, Dr. John Geary. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the entire Roosevelt community, I'd like to thank the Presidential Search Committee for their outstanding efforts in helping to secure an outstanding leader for Roosevelt's future. The faculty, staff, students, and trustees who were part of the search committee committed countless hours to this process over the last year. I'd also like to thank all of you for your participation in the process and for providing your rich feedback to the search committee. Please join me in recognizing and thanking the search committee. Now, I'd like to introduce Dr. Lynn Weiner, the university historian, to make some remarks on this historic moment. Lynn?
Thank you. I'm honored to be part of this historic occasion, and how appropriate to be introduced by Dr. Josh Freeman, who is not only a trustee of the university, but also a funder of the annual Matthew Freeman Lecture and Social Justice Award, which took place earlier today and resonates so deeply with our legacy of education, democracy, and community engagement. 70 years ago, a new university was formed when President Edward Sparling courageously refused the mandate of his board to restrict the numbers of Black and Jewish students at Chicago's YMCA College. Most private universities in the United States imposed such discriminatory quotas until the mid-1960s. But President Sparling, his faculty, and his students said no. "We don't count that way," he said. He resigned on April 17, 1945, and faculty and students walked out in his support. Together they founded Roosevelt College, named for Franklin Delano Roosevelt and intending to embody the democratic principles of FDR's 4 freedoms: the freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. Eleanor Roosevelt became a staunch friend of the new college and chair of the first advisory board, and she dedicated Roosevelt College to the enlightenment of the human spirit. And so we became one of America's first private colleges to admit all qualified students, whatever their race, religion, economic status, ethnicity, or gender, and one of the first to hire a faculty and staff that was certainly one of the most diverse of its time, including refugees from war-torn Europe, Japanese Americans released from the wartime internment camps, Jews, Blacks, Asians, women, Latinos, and men. Over the past 70 years, we have educated about 95,000 students, and we have been led by only 5 presidents in all that time. Every one of them except one served at least 10 years or more. And let me tell you who they are. Edward Sparling, our founding president, from 1945 to 1963. Robert Pitchell, who's often called the forgotten president. He only served 1 year, but that's a story for another time. Ralph Weil from 1965 to 1988, Ted Gross from 1988 to 2002, and Chuck Middleton from 2002 to 2015. We are honored to have 3 of these presidents here this afternoon. But today we celebrate another historic moment. We welcome Roosevelt University's 6th president, Dr. Ali Malekzadeh. He comes to us at a time when not only Roosevelt, but higher education everywhere is struggling with multiple challenges. But it's also a time of tremendous opportunity. Many of us here believe that Roosevelt has great potential, with such a dedicated and talented community around us, a location in the heart of one of America's great cities, and especially with our distinctive narrative of social justice and a continuing mission of educating students for civic and global citizenship. Our past presidents have seen to it that we are well poised to take on this future. Finding a new president to lead us into that future was hard work for our entire community, and we thank the search committee for its commitment and decision. As a result of that, Dr. Freeman will now introduce you to the 6th president of Roosevelt University.
So now it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Ali Malekzadeh, who this morning was unanimously elected to be the 6th president of Roosevelt University on July 1st. Dr. Malekzadeh is currently the Edgerly Family Dean of the College of Business Administration at Kansas State University. I also live in Kansas, which may be why I was asked to be here, although I work for KU and I'm a Jayhawk and not a Wildcat. Dr. Malekzadeh is an expert on strategic management and an accomplished fundraiser. In addition to having been at Kansas State since 2011, he was previously Dean of the School of Business at Xavier University in Cincinnati, for 8 years, and Dean of Business at St. Cloud State University in St. Cloud, Minnesota, for 5 years. In addition, Dr. Malekzadeh's personal story is one of achieving the American dream through higher education, and he serves as an inspiration for the role of higher education in our society, and fitting in terms of what Dr. Weiner has just reminded us about the history of Roosevelt University. Both Dr. Malekzadeh and his wife, Dr. Afsane Nahavandi, who's chair of the Department of Leadership Studies at the University of San Diego, were born in Iran and came to the United States to study at the University of Denver. In 1979, shortly before they received their degrees from Denver, the Iranian Revolution took place and they were unable to return home. They were granted asylum by the United States and later became U.S. citizens. Dr. Malekzadeh's life and achievements are a wonderful fit with the mission and values of Roosevelt University. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the entire Roosevelt community, please join me in welcoming President Ali Malekzadeh, and I'm going to change allegiances now.
This hides my baldness. Thank you, Trustee Friedman. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Board of Trustees, President Weil, President Grossman, President Middleton, and all of our faculty staff who are here today, and of course students. That's why we are here at the Roosevelt University. This is a very special university. That's what I got attracted when I saw the ad for the presidency here. The more I looked, the more I liked what you were doing here in terms of the legacy of access, diversity, inclusion, and pursuing social justice. And I will be bold enough to say all of that so that we can all collectively pursue the American dream. Okay. I am certainly pursuing my American dream. That's why I'm here today. I have only 3 solutions for every ailment in our society. Okay? We're very smart people in the university. Can you tell me what those 3 things are? 3? Education, education, and education. All right? So, having said that, and following Lynn and the history of the university, allow me to quote Eleanor Roosevelt on my day, May 11, 1943, when she said, I quote, "One of the best ways of enslaving a people is to keep them from education." End of quote. Okay? So that's our job. That's what we do in a university. We educate, we allow our students to grow. We certainly never get older. Okay? The students get younger and younger and younger. Okay, so please don't talk about age and all that for me. But we are in a very, very special calling. It's not a profession, it's much more than that. Anybody who doesn't work in a university dreams about coming and working in a university. If you're a business leader who makes $1 trillion out there, making widgets, and you're very successful, when you retire, they apply and send a letter to me and President Middleton and others and say, now can I teach a class? And we look at it and say, what qualifies you to teach in a university? Okay? To be among us, all of us who are here. So please, all of you, take advantage of Roosevelt's educational facilities. Make sure you keep going up and pursue your dreams. That's our job. So my remarks are very, very brief this afternoon, mainly because after 5 minutes or so, I switched to Persian. Okay? So people who are in charge of this program have limited my remarks. I absolutely want to acknowledge one more time the trustees who are here, the Presidential Search Committee. They asked very, very tough questions. They just grilled me. And when they decided to make this recommendation to you, I have no idea why they made these recommendations to you, okay? Despite all the faults and so forth. But anyway, if we do well together, it's because of my brilliance, okay? If anything goes wrong, would the members of the search committee please raise your hands? Oh, they're not even raising their hands. But joking aside, we are in a serious business. We work together. And I see reality is, I know, and I've been in university all my life, there is absolutely no way we can do the job we want to do at the quality and effectiveness that we have to do without every single one of you improving your area every single day. It's as simple as that. Every single day, dream up ways of improving your area of responsibility. If that happens, our students succeed, our staff succeed, our faculty succeed, and lo and behold, Roosevelt University succeeds. That's all the legacy that we can leave behind. So that's our job. So really my goal is to pursue the same mission that this university has had forever, and make sure everybody here pursues their American dream. And for that to happen, I need your help, okay? Once again, we work together. I need your contacts, I need your help, and I need your dreams every single day that you wake up. With that said, I'm done. Thank you for your kindness, and I'm truly humbled with this honor that you've bestowed upon me. And I'll work the best I can to make sure we meet and I can meet your expectations. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. First, we're going to take a photograph on this historic occasion when we have the opportunity to have 4 generations of Roosevelt University presidents for the photo, and then please get some refreshments and get a chance to meet Dr. Malekzadeh in person. And congratulations.